All right, today we're cracking open a truly fascinating chapter from an ancient text, the Agni Purana. We're going to explore two of Lord Vishnu's most talked about avatars, Buddha and the future warrior, Kalki. Now, how do you connect a figure of peace with a prophesied destroyer? Well, the Agni Purana has a pretty surprising answer, so let's dive right in and see what it says.
Okay, let's get straight to the biggest question, the one that probably made you curious in the first place. Most of us know Buddha as the founder of Buddhism, so why on earth would a major Hindu text like the Agni Purana claim he's an incarnation of Vishnu? It seems like a contradiction, right? Well, this is the exact puzzle we're going to solve today using the ancient text as our guide.
And just so you know where we're getting all this from, our entire source is the 16th chapter of the Agni Purana itself. You're looking at it right here. This isn't some modern take or a new interpretation. We are going straight to the source to understand this specific ancient story.
So, let's start with the first part of our story, the Buddha avatar. Now, the Purana doesn't just list him as another incarnation. No, it frames his entire existence as this brilliant and, to be honest, incredibly clever divine strategy. It's like a cosmic chess move.
To get why this strategy was even needed, we have to understand the problem. The Agni Purana talks about a massive war between the Devas, you can think of them as the guardians of cosmic order, and the Asuras, who are all about gaining power. And in this particular war, the Devas, the good guys, lost. The forces of chaos had won.
So, the Devas were defeated, desperate, and they turned to their ultimate lifeline, Lord Vishnu. The text uses this phrase, trahi trahi, which basically means save us, save us. It's a cry for help that kicks off a very, very unconventional divine intervention. And Vishnu answers their call. He takes birth on earth as the Buddha. The text is super specific here, even naming his father as Shuddhodana. But here's the twist. His mission wasn't to fight the Asuras with weapons, not at all. His mission was one of pure psychology. So, here's the game plan as the Agni Purana lays it out. Step 1. Vishnu, as Buddha, would fascinate the victorious Asuras with his teachings. Step 2. He'd draw them into what the text calls Maya Moha, a kind of enchanting illusion. And the final goal, the checkmate move? To get the Asuras to give up Vedic Dharma, which the Purana says was the very source of all their strength and power. So, did this incredible plan work? According to the text, it worked perfectly. The Asuras were so captivated by Buddha's new teachings that they abandoned the path that gave them their power. The Purana even says they became known as Buddhists. By doing this, they were cut off from their power source, they grew weak, and the cosmic balance was restored. The Devas were back in control. Okay, so that's the Purana's explanation of what happened in the past. But the chapter doesn't end there. It then turns its gaze to the future.
And this brings us to the second character in our story, Kalki, the prophesied warrior who, it is said, will appear at the very end of our current age.
You see, just like the Buddha avatar was born out of a crisis, Kalki will be too. The Agni Purana paints a pretty grim picture of the end of the Kali Yuga. That's the age we're in now. It talks about a time when righteousness is totally forgotten, a world ruled by chaos under mlekas, a term for rulers who don't follow any kind of dharma. But right when things seem their absolute darkest, when it looks like all hope is lost, that's when, according to the text, Lord Vishnu will incarnate one final time. And once again, the text gives us very specific details about this future avatar. His name will be Kalki. He'll be the son of a Brahmin named Vishnu Yasha, and he'll have the great sage Yajnavalkya as his priest and spiritual guide. So, what's Kalki's mission? Well, if Buddha's approach was subtle and psychological, Kalki's is the complete opposite. It is direct. He will master the art of weaponry, and he will wage a massive war to destroy the forces of chaos. And through this destruction, he'll hit the reset button, re-establishing Dharma and kicking off the next golden age, the Satya Yuga. So let's take a step back. We have two avatars from two totally different times with two completely different methods. But when you look closer, you realize they're actually part of the same grand cosmic story, the endless cycle of restoring Dharma, or righteousness. And this comparison just lays it all out so clearly. Buddha's goal was to delude the Asuras using illusion and charm. Kalki's goal will be to destroy the mlechas using weapons and force. One protects Dharma by leading evil astray, the other reestablishes Dharma by wiping evil out. You see, their methods are polar opposites, but their ultimate goal is exactly the same. And this, right here, is the central message.
What the Agni Purana seems to be telling us is that an avatar's job is to manage the cosmic balance, to establish order and get rid of chaos, using whatever tools and strategies are necessary for that specific time and that specific problem.
Which of course leaves us with one last massive question to think about. This story, which stretches from the distant past all the way into a prophesied future, describes this constant cosmic tug-of-war. So is this cycle of order and chaos, of Dharma and Adharma, truly endless? That is definitely something to ponder. Thanks for joining me on this exploration.